Yeah. Welcome to the Wolf Pack. It's open mic night, man. How y'all feeling, man? How are you guys feeling, man?
Hey, a nice day outside. Just enjoying the day. Went and watch my son play some football. That's all.
Well, that's what's up, man. That's beautiful, man. How was the first week of school for the kids?
Oh, hey, it's different. My daughter been in school a couple of weeks now,
Yeah,
but my son, he was a little excited to get back to see his friends and things of that nature.
yeah.
So, yeah,
My last week, because my grandbabies up there with you, they started last week and they was
yeah,
excited. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Then my daughter, she started this week, a little anxiety, new school or whatever.
Mhm.
But now everything, the dust starting to settle first week. And next week everything kicks in. First week getting used to classes, getting used to the new commute because she going to a different school. And now she back. Um yo, so look, I just came from the gym, right? And every time around my birthday, the season changes. Always summer to fall. And
Mhm.
I'm listening to Mobb Deep, the Infamous, got the windows rolled down. It's a half a moon outside, clear sky, it feel nice. And as much as I hate the summer to go, I'm ready for the fall. And like that puts me in the mood now. To each his own. I love scary movies and stuff like that. I don't necessarily celebrate Halloween, but I enjoy like haunted houses and stuff like that, and hay rides and stuff like that. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Like the summertime is like beach fishing, like spring through summer, beach fishing and jet skiing, right? Or whatever comes with it, right? If you could get to the beach, you know what I'm saying? I haven't been able to get to the beach, but it ain't over yet. But but I accepted the fact that summer's over. You know what I mean? Today, I accepted the fact, and yo, yeah, like let's do it. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. I'm just grateful to be alive. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just like just appreciating, stopping to smell of flowers for the lack of a better way to explain myself. But yeah, man, the fall is about to be here. It
Yeah,
is
live,
here.
laugh, love.
All right, so it's open mic night. What do y'all got on your mind? What do y'all want to discuss? What's on your mind? We got Uncle
This
Marty.
is
We got Wild Bill. We got Will and Yidimi Yahoo. If you don't know how to pronounce it, what's
Man,
on your mind,
chilling.
Bill? Bill, you
uh,
sent me a couple of videos too.
yeah, yeah, but I ain't
We
know
ain't got
it was open mic. I would have yeah, but you know what I did want to speak on how nobody like it's only a few people that's commenting on the tennis player and the other young lady she was playing and how the young lady just was trying to wild her out and she was very professional, very respectful and courteous and all that stuff to her. But you know what I mean? But if it was the other way around, like everybody and their mama be talking about it, talking about how she's too aggressive and things of that nature. But ain't nobody saying how this young lady is actually rude and disrespectful. You heard a few people say it, of course, because it's news, but nobody really like going in on it like they like if it was the opposite. If it was the opposite, then the young lady was going in on the other one. Everybody be having things to say, especially people that look like her. But that was one of the things I was looking at during the week. I can't remember their names. I wish I could remember their names. It's two tennis players.
I heard about it, but I'm not familiar enough to have an opinion either way. I know that the white girl supposedly said something that was offensive, but I don't. I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
anything about.
she said
yeah.
you
She
uneducated. Yeah, you have no class. And the other young black girl was like, "Well, I played. That was a good game, and I wish you luck." And was just still optimistic and really polite to her, even despite how she was talking to her. And it's so many instances of that. that people don't speak on, and they all like we always say they always trying to spin the narrative and make it seem like that we always the ones that's provoking this type of behavior. When a lot of times if we react, sometimes a lot of the situations is already provoked through some ignorant behavior.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see how the game went. Was she playing in a like what? How was the game played? I mean, I don't know the context.
Can you pull it up in real time? I can't hear you on mute.
I'm getting the video right now. I'm on it. Let me get Bill back up here.
Yo, Larry's Patrick Bet David. He's Jamie Vernon from Joe
I'm
Rogan.
cooling today. I'm
Larry
cooling,
does
man.
everything, bro.
I'm trying to find a video, not the news clip. Hold on.
No, I'm singing your praises, bro. You're doing everything.
I'm trying my best, yo. I appreciate you, brother.
You know.
I don't.
But honestly, I would love this. I don't know what happened with that match. Like, it could have gone either way. Maybe the sister was playing a real aggressive game, and you know, tennis is a upper crust sport, and the other girl wasn't accustomed to an aggressive play. I mean, I don't know. I like to play devil's advocate. I don't want to make assumptions either way.
All right, so
of course, the evil white girl.
Let's do a little bit of background check on this lady. This lady has a real problem. At least coming from her history, by what her buddy is saying, and her buddy beat her. She said that she has a real attitude problem.
The white chick or the black chick?
No, the white girl. So I hope he's able to pull it up.
If you could send me something, I got hold on, I got something right now. Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up.
You know, I don't know how to do none of that.
Anybody feel free, they got anything they want to talk about, just let me know. Send it to me and I will pull it up.
It amazes me how we all go about our day-to-day lives and like we all think we're on the brink of World War III.
All right, guys, y'all ready? Fair use. Is everybody on the stage? Is Bill on the stage? Okay, I see Bill. Is Lou up here? Lou, okay.
Told me that I have no education, no class, and to see what happens if we play each other outside of the U.S. And I said, I'm excited, bring it. I chalked that up to competition. I chalk it up to being upset, and she pulled out all the stops to try and break the momentum. And sometimes people do that, but it is what it is. Still is no beef, but again, like you guys saw, I didn't back down because you're not going to insult me, especially after I carried myself a certain type of way with nothing but respect. And if I show respect to you, I expect respect as well. And that's just the fact of the matter. And I think that that's tennis, right?
Preach, Taylor, preach. Back in our TC studio, presented by Verizon.
That is what you call rising above.
Yeah.
Showing humility and class and still making a point.
Listen, Ostapenko posted some stories on her Instagram after where she thought that Taylor should have apologized after a net court.
Oh, the old faux apology.
But it is pretty wild behavior for somebody who is known to barely shake hands at the net after losses to call someone disrespectful.
Like in a lot of situations, you have to consider the source. And someone's going personal like this, you got to consider where it's coming from. Ostapenko hasn't been great in a lot of these situations, as you imagined, as a lot of people have pointed out. But Taylor did exactly what you said, Paul. She didn't sink to Ostapenko's level. She rise above it. And look, at the end of the day, it's going to affect you more if you get dragged into the mud. And I think Taylor did what was right for her. And she set a great example for everyone else who inevitably a lot of times gets pulled into ugly situations.
I loved it because it was just factual. It was totally classy. It wasn't emotional. She just kind of said, look, stuff happens in the heat of the moment. I didn't back down. And,
look at all that aggression.
I just thought it was so well done and doesn't surprise me at all. Taylor Townsend is a class act.
It's like, all right, y'all want to keep going, or is that enough context for what Bill was talking about?
What was the game like? Were there fouls?
Do that matter?
I mean,
that if you listen to what the commentators said, they said this is a person who don't even shake after a loss. I mean, given from what they were speaking on, you know, it's obvious that it was a regular game and she just lost. Nobody is talking about the if it was of an aggressive game, nobody's talking about how aggressive anybody played. It just based on what she said to her at the end of the game being a sore loser.
Yeah, I just wonder why. I guess the reason why she's
I can't play. Obviously, I can't. I get what you asking, but I can't play the for copyright issues. I can't play the actual game. You want to put the channel up. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but,
I'm gonna look it up. My laptop is charging.
So you need to watch the whole game to give an opinion based on what she said.
Oh no. I mean, my opinion is I don't know. I don't know what happened. I mean,
that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. Bill,
Yo, I meant to say this before we start, right?
Make sure I hit the like too. My fault, Uncle Marty.
Yeah, I meant to say this before I started, right? So two of my partners got at me, and y'all know I believe in, if I'm wrong, call me out. Ain't nobody above reproach. So I already apologized to him, but let me say this real quick. I don't want everybody to think that I'm against white people. Like he pointed out, man. His kids call me Uncle Marty. He did a lot for me. I done a lot for him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's just not enough for me to apologize to him, in person. I made the comment here, so I need to address it here. So for that, I'm truly apologizing. I'm apologetic for it. Like he said, his kids will say they'll see this, and they'll think that I'm coming at all white people like that. That's not what I'm doing, But I will say this. When it comes to you racist ass white folks, I'm gonna call you out. Whether you MAGA or black MAGA, I'm gonna call you out. But to them, I truly apologize. And you guys it wasn't my intention to hurt you guys, so that's it. Thanks.
It's definitely a thin line when we having conversations like this, and it could be interpreted a lot of different ways. I got people I got Spanish friends, I got white friends, I got best friends that are white. And sometimes, when you having these conversations and speaking from your perspective, it can come across a certain type of way when you're not trying to be that way. I understand that. Even like when I was talking about like my view on immigration and how that could come across as offensive to some of my friends, and it's like sometimes I forgot I think Charlemagne the God said this, and it's like one of the few things I agree with him about. He said, it's not what you said, it's how people interpret what you say, right? Regardless of what you meant. And I understood that, and I get that and I respect that. This is not where we come to spew hate or nothing like that. We give our opinion. It might be, rough. We come from a certain place where we just speak it. We just speak with how we speak or whatever. Same thing, like Bill might be misunderstood. Bill got white kids. Like, don't never think this is one of those places because we might have point of views that we hate people, or that's just not how we wire. You can have a point of view about a situation. That's like saying fathers are bad, like, so we hate our fathers. No, we just talking about a situation in particular. But I respect it, Uncle Marty. Shout out to you and shout out to your peoples, man. So moving back to the topic. Go ahead, Bill.
No, I ain't got nothing to say. Y'all do y'all, bro.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I hate everyone equally.
All right,
Thanks,
so
Bill.
all right, look, I gotta kick the hornet's nest. Bill, why you? I'm not Bill. Will, why you want to give the tennis lady, the benefit of the doubt instead of just going off what everybody else saying? Like now, you need to see the beginning. Nobody cared about the beginning when it was Trayvon Martin going to the store and getting some damn iced tea and Skittles or M&Ms, whatever he was getting. Everybody wanted to start the story at when he was fighting for his life, not where the police told yo to leave him alone. Not you. I'm not making this about you. But like it's conveniently, let's see where how was it this? How was it that? Why you
Where
just
she
can't
went
go off?
wrong.
Yeah, why you just can't go off base with everybody else saying? Why you gotta see
Well,
the whole thing to give an
it's
opinion
easy.
based on what everybody had
All
concluded?
right, let him go.
Okay.
So it's easy for me to not go along with everyone in general. In general, whatever way the crowd is going, I'm always at least skeptical. Um, yeah, for sure. So I mean, I'm not going to draw any conclusions just because there's not enough context. And I definitely don't trust any media individuals of any sort. And so, the fact those broadcasters are presenting that angle, if anything, makes me more skeptical. It doesn't make me go against that angle, but it certainly doesn't make me go with it.
I was just, you know what I'll say? You know what I want to say? You know, like you say so many times,
You got the robot voice.
Yeah, I've been yelling. I had a rough weekend. In this case, she now the black chick not representing all black people, but she's being polite, culturally respectful. But they being violent. Now she's representing all black people. You know what I mean? When people being violent and they're fighting, now they're like, oh, we gotta do that, we gotta do that, we gotta do this. Like they representing my shit robot out.
Yeah, Bill, we ain't heard none of that. You was like, it was like speeding up and slowing down.
You sound like Bumblebee when he lost his voice on Transformers.
Is it good? Bro. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, you good now. Yeah.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
All right, what I was saying was now when it was the Cincinnati thing we was talking about, so many people was on the internet talking about how we gotta do better, like those people represent everybody that's black. Oh, we gotta do better. We. But now we have a black, mature, intelligent, respectful person. Ain't nobody like they're not comparing her to the whole race, like they compare the violent people to the whole race. You know, when it's a violent thing, it's like, oh, they all this, they all that. But now when it's something respectful and she handling the situation properly, she's not representing the race. She's only representing herself as an individual. Like you be saying, like how these people not representing themselves as an individual. Why the violent people got to represent the whole race, and she can represent herself as an individual, like you were saying when we was referring to Caucasian people, and you was like, well, when they do something wrong, it's them. It's just them. It's not the whole race. But just like with this young lady, it's just her. They're not comparing her to the whole race and saying, oh, we all as white people got to do better. She shouldn't have been rude to that black lady and being racist towards her and things of that nature. They're not saying that. All they saying is, oh, this is her. She don't like this and she's this way and she's that way. Not the whole race. They're not comparing her to her whole race. They only saying things about her specifically. But like I said, when it's of a violent nature, they compare the violence to the whole race, and that's all I'm saying.
And that goes to the tropes and stuff.
Let
Like
Lou
even
get
her
in, man.
calling.
What's up, Lou?
Even her calling. Excuse me. Even her calling her uneducated and stuff like that. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like it was like that was like a trope where they say black people got low IQs and all that. So that's like the same thing. I agree with you. Like, cause like
just be nigga next time, bro. Come on, just say what you feel.
Who?
Her, the white girl.
Oh yeah. No, but see, and it's like, and that's what Bill said was fair. Like it's not being contributed to the entire white race because of her actions, and it shouldn't be. And it should be the same way, the other way around. What Bill is saying, have that same energy and don't fucking be fucking hypocrites. And I respect that. Anybody else got anything to add to this before we move to something else?
Yes,
yeah,
why we keep making excuses for why she's doing what she's doing. Ain't no excuse. This white girl.
Excuse?
Ain't no excuse.
Not nobody on the panel did.
But there's an excuse to physical violence if we're mixing issues here.
Here you go with this physical violence stuff again, man. This not about a physical situation.
Bill brought up Cincinnati.
You heard, I ain't yelling. You heard what she said. But you're saying, I need to see the match. Did she foul her? Ain't no fouling on the tennis court. They got a net there.
I meant, did she commit a foul? Not did she literally foul her, bro? Like, come on.
What I'm saying, I ain't saying fouling her. But what context of fouling her in any way had for her to have the response of you're low intelligent?
I'm not making any conclusion either way. I'm not making a conclusion either way. It doesn't seem to be like I agree that it's not a polite thing to say, but it's just like, what happened during the match? It's like
she lost. That's what happened. She lost. She lost. That's what happened.
Great players are extreme. They want the win, and sometimes they're not the nicest about it. And I was just curious what happened. I'm not saying that she was right to say that. I'm not saying she was right to say that at all.
You're giving her the benefit of the doubt?
I'm not giving her the benefit of the doubt. If anything, I'm doubting the media presentation.
It's everybody who saw it. They just commentating on it. It's not the media reporting on a situation that only they had access to. They spinning the narrative. I did see some of it, but it didn't like catch fire like how Bill said. If it was the other way around or something like that, that played into a narrative, it would have went right on a certain side of politics or whatever, right? But in this case, it didn't. I did see it, and everybody was saying the same thing. It was like kind of hard to like try to spin it to make it one of those things that fit the narrative when it comes to black people in Pacific. So that's all. It just seemed like, I don't want to pick with you this weekend, Will, but it did seem like you're giving them the benefit of the doubt, even when everybody came to the same conclusion.
I guess for me, it's like we're talking about words here. There are no hands thrown, so I'm not making any hard conclusions. What happened? That's all I want to know.
I seen the same thing you seen, and I seen everybody say the same thing. That's all I'm saying. And I get what you're saying.
Everybody says it. I don't. The crowd is like always wrong.
Well, everybody say that we violent.
Let Louis say.
So look, it just brung out like this because it was a sister. Let's just say that because this kind of behavior from this tennis player, it's been going on. It's been going on. If you go back to her records of loss ratio to win, every time she loses, it's the same attitude, just like a temper tantrum. She's just an adult. You feel me? And it is on a broader scale. Like it could have been anybody, but it just happens to be a sister, a black woman.
And it's a terminology, the word she used towards the sister.
And the word plate, exactly.
It was a passive aggressive way to say you got low IQ. Another way to say that. And that goes into the trope and all that stuff. I think that's to me is it's one thing to be mad that you lost and you had words, but it was the choice of words that goes to that you could safely assume or is implying something that which is a trope against black people. That's all.
Yeah,
if she wouldn't have said that one part, it would have just been like, all right, she got heated, blah blah blah, boom, move to the next story. The uneducated part was an educated way of saying fucking you got a low IQ.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I think I think that's what I guess that's what drew the criticism from everybody. And you know, she controlled herself in the situation. She let her get her shit off and whatever. She was real professional about it. Cause sometimes, yo, when you in situations, you gotta think for everybody. Don't do what you think sometimes they put you in situations, right? Where you supposed to they want you to react a certain type of way. So they can say, see, there, I told you. And she was above the fray. And this story just die out like it is. You see what I'm saying? And nobody would care. They wait for when something goes the other way and put that in your face to say, see, this is the representation of the people. The whole race need to do better because someone else as an individual did something, and boom. So I agree with Bill 1,000%. And yeah, I agree with Bill. All right, so look, before we start talking in circles, and Will, I think that's fair. But we got to approach everything the same way. Let's see the whole thing. You see what I'm saying? But Will, what you wanted to talk about? Do you want me to throw a video? Do you want me to throw a video in that?
A video of what?
Of what you want to talk about open mic, or you just want to kick it off?
I mean, I could just kick it off. I just think, you know, it's amazing how everyone thinks we could be on the brink of World War III, and in America, like to a degree, it's just life is normal. Like everyone's just going to work and paying taxes, and in a lot of the world, it's like people are in peril and really dying, and we're connected to that, but we're disconnected at the same time, and like. That really it blows my mind all the time.
So you're saying that like the propaganda on the phone is like you look on your phone, it's a fucking mushroom cloud. Everything's getting blown up. We on the brink of war. Everybody hate each other. Then you go outside, look out the door, birds are chirping. People cutting their grass. Fucking motherfuckers like the kids playing kickball. That's what you saying?
Yeah. I mean, to a degree, I definitely think in America we're enjoying a disproportionate amount of security and comfort and just lackadaisical doing whatever. And I do think that a large part of the world is going through a lot of discord and turmoil, and we're insulated from that. But I really have a lot of. I mean, we're not going to be insulated from it forever, and that definitely gives me anxiety.
Why you think we not? So I mean, we can't help that. I mean, it is what it is. Like the same way, like a fish born in a fishbowl. Like it's there. Like the situation, what it is. A lot of these countries sell their leaders now. Their leaders sell them out, or they don't fight back to the same. They don't fight to the death, or create new alliances to be able to push back against the allies and stuff, and secure their own resources, or educate themselves to use their own resources to benefit them. They just sell them. Or a lot of people leave and come here. That's not my fault. Shit, we have our own struggles here. It ain't the fucking, we still trying to figure out things here with equality, especially when it comes to like redlining, the effects of redlining, the effects of everything that happened in this country. We still trying to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? And now with the last 16 years, the country been going downhill when it comes to race relations and stuff like that. So like, I mean, you could point the finger at whoever, but like we got our own issues here. Who ugly Doug is barking? That Uncle Marty Doug?
That's my Doug. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was trying to come from Uncle Marty, and it was I was just fucking with him about his Doug. But that's a real good topic. Do y'all feel like we just sitting here reaping the benefits while the world suffer? Or are we reaping the benefits while the world suffer? And is it fucking short-lived? Because war is gonna be on our doorstep.
No, I disagree, man. We just got a great military, man. You feel me? That's why we're Americans, man.
Yeah.
It's just that simple, man.
I don't know how you can say that. Like when
I'm sorry, man. That's just the way I feel, man.
I'm talking about what y'all feel like how it's super sweet. Like a lot of people ain't die to get to us with the where we going at. Like we here we're reaping the benefits of other people's sweat and blood. You know what I mean? So yeah, we had a semi comfortable. We still not comfortable because as you can see, I was going to bring up the troops and
Yeah, we lost them.
in Washington D.C. You know that ain't no way to live. Y'all lost me.
Yeah.
No, I think I bumped. Y'all, you can hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right. And like I was saying, they like a lot of people had to suffer for us to get where we at. And we still in a kind of a fucked up position, like he was just mentioned, like well, all the things that they have still stacked against us there. Some of us escaping and some of us managed to have semi-decent lives. But what about all the people that sacrificed so some of us can have certain good lives? Because you know, at the criminal justice system, it ain't like people just running out here, breaking in houses and doing all this stuff just to break law. You know, some people just trying to survive, and just the only way they can survive is the most ready thing that's available to them. That may be selling drugs. You know what I mean? And then like we said, we know the disparity how they treat certain people with drugs and other people with drugs. So if one of us get caught with something, one of them get caught with something, we getting a way more worse penalty. So like it's cool if you really work hard and be really compliant. Yeah, you might can manage to have a decent life. But if you're going to try to stand and buck for anything, shit gonna be kind of rough for you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have a lot of responses to your response. I mean, the one thing I really would like to say is all of the people who sacrificed our ancestors collectively in this country. How many of our ancestors would, if they hopped in a time machine and saw where we were at today, we're like, "Yup, I'm glad I died for that."
They, that's a
Can I
crazy statement to say
can
because
I say
That's not
that's
a
this?
statement.
impossible for one. And number two, they can't jump here and say, oh, look what happened because it has been a lot of things that made things go the way that they've been going. And that's when we were discussing that violence and stuff. And people don't never take into consideration the chemical imbalance in some of these people that make them this violent. Like a lot of people by nature is just not violent, but if you throw a lot of chemicals in their brain, they're going to create a chemical imbalance that may turn violent. If they have any kind of violent inclinations, it may manifest that in them. So when you talk about lead, when you talk about crack, when you talk about all these outside chemicals that's affecting people's mentality, yeah, they're going to become certain ways. But they can't. The ancestors would have to live through it to see why the young people are the way we living is the way we living. It ain't just because we just everybody want to be lost. They put so many things in place to make sure that people are lost. It's not people just inherently just want to do crime or inherently just want to be around here doing unnecessary stuff. No, people do stuff because they gotta survive. And that's just the way of life. And that's just the way that they built this country. And it's crazy that the biggest criminals in this world run the country. And then the little criminals pay for the big criminals. The little criminals sacrifice for the big criminals. Because I can run down the street and break into a house and they want to give me 3 years in jail. But then somebody can take somebody's pension and they will give him 6 months. He will destroy people's lives and they will give him 6 months. Say, you better shut up. Sorry about that, but go ahead.
Okay. I think if the people can come back from the past to the future and say, hey, we died for this, I think one thing they would say is, look what they done to them, right? Look what they had to go through after the fact, right? And also, I
Why is
think
he dressed like
can I
that?
hold on? You got let me speak, yo, respectfully. I'll let everybody else talk. I think that they would see that first they wouldn't look at us They wouldn't look. There's a lot of black people that's doing good that if it wasn't for them making them sacrifices, a lot of us that are doing what we're supposed to do, wouldn't be in the positions that we're in, right? First. And they will look at the portion of us that's doing bad and look at them through the lens of look what happened to them, look what was done to them. They wouldn't sit here and look at the small portion of us and say, this is the face of all of us. They wouldn't regret it because no one group has a whole group of perfect people. They not fucking angelic beings. I think the microscope get put on us because everybody compare themselves to us. Everybody from all over the world, they come here, they say, look at the underbelly of the black community, degrade themselves. You see what I'm saying? They don't look at the black people that's doing great. Everybody love to sit there and look at the underbelly of our community. And see, we don't even care about everybody else. We live rent-free in everybody else's mind. We're not talking about the underbelly of everybody else community only when we are attacked. You see what I'm saying? We're like, well, look at y'all. And then everybody, as we, the funny thing is, we the only ones got to prove that we're not the underbelly. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't look through the lens. I don't see my people through the lens of the eyes of a racist person. You see what I'm saying? And look at everybody as a trope or negativity. I see great black people every day. So I think them people, if they could come back, they will be proud and still say that we got work to be done. I'm done.
I want to say real quick. Now, if the ancestors came and just was here and they didn't have access to the internet and they had to go boots to ground and meet people individually, they probably would be proud because the people that they speak about, the violent people that's committing violence, this is a small number of the black community that we know. There's nowhere in the world that there's more violent black people than it is simple black people. That's impossible. Now, whoever believes that is out of their mind. There's way more civil black people than it is criminal black people. So if they were to get out and put boots to ground and talk to people individually and talk and have conversations with people and not go off the narrative of the internet, I think they would be proud because they would see that that's just a small number of people that they're focusing on so they can make people think the way that they're thinking. So if we're going back to your argument, in a sense, I think they would be proud if you didn't give them access to the internet and let them meet people individually, just like they come to your neighborhood and just meet everybody in the neighborhood. Yeah, it's gonna be some knuckleheads, but it's only gonna be like 10 of them. And in the neighborhood of what, 100 and 200 people, and there might be 10, 15 knuckleheads in there. But then the vast majority is good, upstanding, respectful people like we know is all over. But that's it.
Yeah, for me, when I was talking about the ancestors, I was talking about the ancestors of all Americans that gave us the safe haven we have now. And for me, I would really wonder what our ancestors who collectively fought the wars the U.S. fought would think about the tax rate, the proliferation of abortion and loose sex and degeneracy at large. I just wonder what they would think about that, those sorts of things. I wasn't thinking about cultural aspects.
All right, with the context,
I think the tax rate alone.
Can I comment on what you just said with the context?
For sure.
Oh, okay. Well, now that's a good you raised up overall, regardless of however it was taken, it was a good question to put out there. And two, with the context, I think all right, so two things when you talk about like the abortion and stuff like that and all that stuff, like I think that came with the price of freedom. You see what I'm saying? So like in one breath, you can't say, not you, but you can't say like it's freedom, right? But then we want to limit other people's freedom, whether I agree with it or not. You see what I'm saying? So that's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Even even the freedom of speech. Like we all ain't gonna say things that we all agree upon. You see what I'm saying? Now you could say as society as a whole, is it like taking a dump? Yes, because you got more people, aborting babies than are born and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's my personal opinion. And you and probably me and you probably agree on that. But then there's other people that feel different, but that comes with freedom. So I think in one sense, right, overall, I think the Americans, like in general, all our ancestors as Americans, would be like, yeah, that's what we wanted, but this is not probably what we had in mind to a certain degree when it comes to that. But all the other things, like people speaking up for each other and bridging gaps and stuff like that, that came with the freedom and stuff, the right to bear arms, when you got a situation where somebody's attacking somebody and a random person got to still carry, stop the situation. You know what I'm saying? Or like that's the stuff that they had in mind. Or like if the government try to take over, the people has the right to form a militia to fight back against the government work for us. So all those things that I think looking at that, I think they would be happy about. Will they be pleased overall? Probably not, to like some of the things you name, but that comes with freedom, and it comes with freedom of thought. You gotta think though, even back then, how education was limited and the access to different things was limited. So you only had your Bible, you didn't really have access to Islam, and you had whatever they taught in school. You see what I'm saying? In the small groups of people around you. Things ain't start changing to all the immigrants from all the different countries, Europe, Italy, and Africa, and everywhere else start coming here and brought their culture here. Thus, you have what you have now.
If all the guys who won World War I the first time hadn't been slaughtered by the government by some bullshit war for the elites, a lot of this stuff would have never happened. And I definitely get the difference in cultural values and a definition of freedom. But ultimately, they're the ones who were dying. And they were fighting for a culture, and
they was fighting for the country, not the culture, because it's different cultures in the country.
Yeah.
What? All right.
Yeah.
So, all right. When you say, all right, not the, I want you to finish your bill. But when you say culture, what culture was they fighting for?
I mean, the culture has changed so drastically over time, but basic American family values, Christian American family values that like the country had to a certain degree, melted into one, like of Christian families first. Like,
I'm not
yeah.
I'm not a Christian, but I hold a lot of value, right? Like my belief system, whatever, right? There's a lot of people that's not Christian.
It's not about us. It's just about the people who died to make sure we're super secure and free. Like, would they have died for this, to have our country flooded with immigrants and to have our school systems completely underserving our natural born Americans? I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I mean, when you put it like that, I mean, when you put it like that, that's like saying, like, will I have kids if I knew my daughter would be a slut or my son would be a fuck up? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? I get it in that sense. If you can see into the future, yeah. I mean, the way, if you put it like that, I think some probably wouldn't though. But I just think the same way, respectfully, I don't think like this culture, they didn't see America as like, it wasn't nothing to compare it to say, hey, this is American culture. You see what I'm saying? Like how we view it now. You see what I mean? Or how we view back then now. You see what I'm saying? Because it was Islam. It was like what was going on during that time. You had during the First World War, in that time, like you had other countries rising up. Huh?
Are there more ideas and types of people in this country now, or 100 years ago when we fought World War I, or more than 100 years ago?
I'm gonna say it's probably more ideas now because the diversity, and then the access to the internet. Like we got access to more information. You know what I'm saying? It might not be the greatest ideas, but yeah, you gotta think though too. Will, a lot of the stuff was imported here after the Second World War.
That's a problem.
I mean, but the elites, the same people, they was the ones who made that decision. You know what I'm saying?
We shouldn't have fought for them. I mean, especially when they took us off the gold standard, that should have been it. Like, we ain't doing nothing, boss. We need to figure this out. Like, but again, like you said, people didn't have the internet. They didn't know.
So you think that that like so you like you just basing it, you feel like how can I say this, that those people die for nothing, they fought for nothing? Because in my opinion they shaped, because there's a lot of stuff that went on with during the First World War with our people being treated a certain type of way when they came home, being treated a certain type of way as they died for the country, right? And then it helped shape the world, and in the World War I got us into World War II. You see what I'm saying? And,
That's the problem.
well, it
Yeah.
didn't really get us in World War II. We was funding both sides of the war, but we got sucked into World War II after the bombing in Pearl Harbor. But
we set it up.
end up,
We were, like you said, we
that's
were
what I'm saying.
financing.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I think that
They were
if you
tricked.
take the propaganda that give all these false ideas about everybody as a whole out of the picture, I think the country definitely would go forward in a positive light and we have more representation for everybody to represent everybody. I think it'd be a better place because I feel like the people that we vote for, it's like when you go to a certain store, you only get picked from what's on the menu. You dig what I'm saying? Not what the fuck you want. You know, like I don't think nobody ever that's in politics ever represented me or my ideas or the people that I know that look like me or people that don't look like me that got the same struggle.
I agree. I would say that they didn't die for nothing. They died for hope. They died for ideals. They died for their families to have a chance. But they were tricked. You know, like it's just like I mean, when you look at inflation and how hard a man has to work for the basics, it doesn't make any sense. It's in a lot of ways it's worse now than ever for everyone, for most everyone. And between us going off of going off the gold standard, taxes and the inflation rate, and then just sending our money everywhere but here, I think a lot of our ancestors are like, man, we should have had a revolutionary war as another one.
Well, I think in fairness, there's two different comparisons, right? The wars was a world war situation, not what was specifically happening in our country. You see what I'm saying? Like the politics and the way people voted and all the different things that was going on inside the country are different than what was going on around the world where we had to get sucked in. You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of people like global power, and you gotta think World War I and World War II, they restructured the whole world. They put their foot on African neck and just turned Africa to a gas station of resources and gave like think about what they using the franc fucking dollar, the French dollar over there that's worth fucking nothing, and Burkina Faso. You see what I'm saying? Like all the different stuff right there happened to Africa. That's why it looked like why it is the way it is today with that and the political leaders being picked for them or even selling out. They helped that shape the world, but that didn't necessarily have any. I don't think one had something to do with what the local politics was doing here when they was fucking up. You see what I'm saying? I think the world wars, whatever side you want to be on the conspiracy side, because I know the conspiracy side, and I know what you're hinting at, but I think on the like this, how the world seen the world wars, they had to happen. You see what I'm saying? The way they happened, but I think it was a lot of neglect and a lot of neglect and irresponsibleness on the local politicians, what they did with our dollar and what they did when it came to borrowing and like you said, giving money abroad. You know what I'm saying? That's both parties to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I don't understand how any of that, right? All of that, we know all of that sounds nice, right? But really none of it is true. Because you know, all of these wars were started over money, property, and greed. No war was started because people wanted other people to live better. It was because somebody was trying to override somebody else.
Yes.
So when you say we was trying to live, we was fighting for our culture and stuff like that. It wasn't nothing about that. And people was misled then, just like any other time, just like they've been misled now in these streets. You know, it's the same concept. You know what I mean? Like if you can get a man, right, to kill babies and women just because you told him to, what you think you can do to the average child and teenager that don't have nowhere near the same capacity? And then, like you said, we keep on wondering why things are going the way that they are. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of things that go into play to make the way they are, make things the way that they are, and it's not by chance. It's all orchestrated. And until people accept that and stop talking and stop thinking or assuming that anything political is going to help anything, voting for nobody, being a Republican, being an independent, being any of that ridiculous shit that it's just put there to mislead you is going to help anything, because it's not. And the more people, and the way that we keep on arguing about it is taking up so much time and energy, people ain't even really talking about no results to make things better. Oh, I'm a Republican. The Republicans need to do that. The Democrats ain't do that. Like, all of that stuff is pointless. It don't serve no purpose but to just keep on talking, to have us keep on arguing back and forth. And they don't never do nothing for nobody ever. I don't care what it is. I don't remember nothing that no really person, average group of people, us black or whatever, that, well, especially black people, say, we need this done by a politician, and they did it.
Facts.
Nothing. I don't think none of us could think of nothing. That we
Facts.
were like, yo, our politician looked out for us and did this. So for anybody to be like, yo, and to me, for anybody to be any part of it is crazy. To sit there and to enforce it and argue and be like, oh no, you wrong. All of them wrong. All of it is dumb. I feel like all of it is just a big movie that, like, alive is just like a reality show. All these people are just paid actors, and the better they act, the more they put on this persona, the higher they go up in this little charade. That's why people like Ronald Reagan, Arnold Schwarzenegger. They could become high officials because it's going over. This stuff is just popularity votes. It ain't really got nothing to do with what they know or how they're going to run no country. It's all about popularity. That's it, because none of them do nothing to run the country better. They get in there over popularity because people know them and they like them, and that thing, they know they're in prominent position to help their individual life be better. That's it.
I 100% agree. I think politics is really theater, and the whole moral superiority game of which politician is going to take better care of the people is nothing but a facade. You know, Trump is the poor white man's Obama, and neither of them is doing shit for us ultimately.
I like that. I like what you just said. I agree with that. I think at some point all this going to come to a head, because I think all of us kind of saying the same thing and feel the same way. And Bill, I agree with you. Like when I say when I say like I'm conservative, right? And is this the define in layman's terms, like my views without having to dissect it and break it down. But at the same time, fuck all of them. And I think what's going to happen is I'm almost finished on when I'm but I think it's going to happen that eventually all this stuff going to come to a head. You know what I'm saying? Because like the jig is up and everybody see it, and everybody all across the board is saying the same thing. Go ahead, on.
All that sound good, man. All this. First of all, how do your effect change if you don't vote? You see what I'm saying? All right. So if you didn't
what have you changed by voting? What have anything changed by voting?
I'm about to tell you. You see that nice apartment? You see that nice apartment or house you sitting in? If voting didn't change, none of us would have this. Because let's admit it, the white man didn't want us to have this. They didn't want us to have jobs. That's why we had the civil rights movement. It's not the voting, it's who you vote in office. People deal with their emotions. You see what I'm saying? We may not get it, you know what I'm saying, because they may spend it, but we all get Social Security. We all get 401k. You see what I'm saying? They work. Them systems work. People voted for that. They fought. If it wasn't that important, they wouldn't be taking it now. You see what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, and me and my wife, we make good money. But if it wasn't for Social Security, I wouldn't have been able to have my father here till he was 90. You see what I'm saying? Yo, to me, That's always a false narrative about the voting. It's who you put in there. Like, I'm not a Hakeem Jeffries fan, and I got a whole lot of shit to say about him. And all the Democrats and all the Republicans. But if you want change, you actually gotta do your research.
Name one thing.
What about Uncle Marty? Uncle Marty? What about the people that's?
I just
can I
told
say something?
you.
Hold on. What about
the Social Security?
But hold on, Uncle Marty. Hold on now. Like I don't want to. You're right when you say like voting do make change, but Bill is right too. The people that we vote for haven't affected any change because none of them represent none of us. That's the point. I think both of you guys are right.
Change? So how is it working?
Hold on.
If they not doing enough, if they not doing what they're supposed to be doing, what we putting them in there, they're doing. How is the system working? That don't make no sense.
It's not working for us. I'm just saying. He's saying it worked. He's saying it worked in the. Hold on. Can I just like piece it together to try to? All right. No, it's all right. What he's saying, it worked in the past that got us to this point, and what Bill is saying is not working now. And both of you guys are right because you got to think about the people that we're voting for. They're hand selected for us. You see what I'm saying? It's like going to McDonald's trying to get some fucking chicken. Like what's on the menu is on the menu. I think the way we change stuff in this system that we have that worked in the past that's not working now is us. Like we got to have our people from the grassroots, as they like to say, that come from where we come from, to get them in a position and we vote for them. But it won't happen because all of that's controlled by people that's way further than us, and it'll never work, Uncle Marty. I mean, but if we get
now,
who's the people that gonna represent us?
They, like you say, grassroots. You see what I'm saying? It's not gonna be people like Kamala Harris. I mean, I hope she would have been in, but right now it's not gonna be them. It's not gonna be them type of people. See, you could say, "Oh Lord," but let's just talk. Let's just talk about the facts. Let's talk about what's happening right now. All right, let's talk about that. Is a "Oh Lord." We got guards, the National Guards, in DC, cleaning up.
Good.
That's good. They're cleaning. They're literally walking around with trash bags. You see what I'm saying?
It's better than them being in some other country shooting brown people who've got rocks and AK-47s from the 80s.
Dude, Putin just blew up a factory in Ukraine. It's so bad.
That's not. You're not going to go. But Uncle Marty, that's a false. What's the name? When you name Putin, we're not going head up with the Russians. That's the end of the world. That's what I'm saying. Though we're not. It's not going to happen.
It's not about that. But what I'm saying is, we have troops. They're actually cleaning up when they should be doing something other than that. You got a Fox News contributor in control of our military. Who paid, man? We can take this thing a whole nother way, but I have the proof, but I can't pull it up on this thing.
Yeah, he used to the Secretary of Defense was a Fox News contributor. That's a fact. He just got nominated. He just got nominated. But hold on, let me say something. Two things.
I didn't let y'all talk, man. I didn't let y'all talk.
All right. You had stopped. You had stopped. All right.
All right. Go ahead, man.
You could talk. Go ahead. I was just going to add to what you said.
I'm listening.
Go ahead. Get your shit off.
Cool,
for me, it just for me, Will, it just killed me, man. Like, it don't matter what happened. You defend these white folks to the death, man.
All right, where did the white people come in? Come on, bro.
You know what I'm
nobody's talking about white people.
Like, you defend them to the death, man. No matter what happens. You talk about, I'm talking about the collective and the whole. what would they come? The ancestors come back and say, man, who cares about what they come back and say? They got theirs. We had to fight for ours. We had to fight for ours.
What?
But whatever, man. You go ahead.
No,
You go
but
ahead and feel
it doesn't make any, bro. We have to care what our ancestors think. Like I said, you're an ancestor to me, Unc. I'm trying to learn from the elders here, bro.
I mean, that man, I just don't. I like facts, man. I don't like living in no dystopian world. For me, it's like a lot of people's world view on life is living in this, dystopian world. We shouldn't be violent.
Can I add to this? Like, I get it. Troops on the street, right? We got this thing called the Amber Alert, right?
Oh, you saw that one today, bro?
Hold on real quick, Bill. We got this thing called the Amber Alert, right? Now, a little white girl went missing.
Oh, my God. She's not trying to be affected to Ozzy.
And with the Amber Alert, when that little girl Amber went missing, that's why. Who's that? It sounds loud in my ear. I apologize. But anyway, if it wasn't for that little white girl going missing, we wouldn't have this Amber Alert system where as though everybody get a warning. And it was a black Dodge, hit it up 83, license plate number, blah blah blah, right? And it benefits us all, white, black, brown, whatever, right? And a lot of times in the black community, we always say that if it was happening in the white community, they would have the National Guards on the corner. Regardless if you like Taco or not, because I could give two fucks about that motherfucker. But until you had to bury your kid, I buried the kid. He was shot and killed. Rest in peace, Tayshawn. If 3 people got killed in a white neighborhood, they had a fucking National Guard out that bitch because white people don't play that shit when it come to them. That's why you got the Amber Alert. It's not to say that we don't care about our people, but I don't give a fuck. Let the police and the National Guard, because the fucking mayors and the governors done failed all of us. If that's stopping crime, whether you like it or not, I'm cool with it. And if you got an issue with them picking up trash, they're getting paid. They would have been getting paid to stand around too. So it don't matter. So if that could save somebody's life, somebody's son, somebody's daughter, I don't have a problem with it. Because I'm pretty sure if it happened in the white community, be racist, yeah. If it happened in the white community, they'll have fucking F-16s flying above. So yeah.
But they wouldn't be running around in the white neighborhood. They wouldn't be running around bag checking people and just randomly running down on people. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even believe.
Hold on. Where's they bag checking people and running down on people at? All the videos I see them just walking around.
Pull it up.
I never seen no. But hold on, I'm gonna let Bill talk. I just want to ask a question. I'll go on mute. Now if that's what's going on, that's crazy. I'm not. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not cool with no military state or motherfuckers' rights being violated, right? But if they just standing on corners like what I seen and just walking through, and just their presence alone could deter crime, I don't have a problem with that. That's what I'm saying. And that's all I've seen. I haven't seen any bag checks or anybody running down on anybody. So if you've seen that, that's different.
I've seen it. Well, the ones I've seen, I ain't seen them just walking around. I've seen them always in somebody's shit. You feel what I'm saying? And it's always
ICE or the National Guard.
It was the National Guard. It wasn't ICE.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Now, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah. I'm not okay with the overpresence period, because at the same time, like, what kind of freedom? Like, yeah, you talking about you want freedom, but at what cost? You going to imprison people that don't have nothing to do with it for the sake of
they're not imprisoning nobody. They're just like walking around. But they not imprisoning nobody. They're just walking around. It's like police presence. Do you want the killing to stop or do you don't? I mean, we can't have it both ways. Like, we can't complain about the crime in certain areas and they put police there. We say, oh, it's police.
Government overreach.
A lot of people. I get what y'all saying, but what I'm saying is like, how do you fix it then? If the police can't do it, right? You got this racist motherfucker being super racist on the military because it is racist to a certain degree, right? You got this racist motherfucker saying, I'll fix the niggas by doing this, but at the same time, it kind of benefits some of the niggas who might have lost their life. So what do we do if the police can't do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we do? I'm not saying I agree with that motherfucker. I just don't want y'all to misunderstand me. What do we do? It's like it's some help when we complaining about it. We're not in prison. I disagree with that. We're not in prison.
Now, first of all, now what do you do? Is he going to be able to do that and have that kind of presence consistently all the time for every city that he needs? So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, even if it's working right now, it's not a system that can work all the time or for a lifetime. It needs to be something that's going to help people for the long run, not right now just to look good. And right now, that's just like if they start walking around Baltimore City. There's no way in the world they just going to be walking around. They are going to be harassing people. There's no way in the world. I don't believe it.
But they regular. What do you mean? I don't know if you've seen them. They regular people. They are regular people. They just enlisted in that's not the army. It's the National Guard reserves. So they just regular people. Like you see them. They kids, young people, black, white. It's not like it's some white tyrant just running wild on black people. It's different kinds of people that's in the military, and a lot of them feel the way you feel about it. So it's not like it's people that's just fucking it's some niggas right here. Let's be a certain type of way. About it. You see what I'm saying? I think I don't disagree with you because it's not a permanent fix because he only could do it for 30 days. And then now he got to bring it in front of Congress to get a vote on keeping them there. But my question is this: we could argue about this all day, and we might agree on some points and we might disagree on some. But the question is now, because I know we are talking in circles on that one. What can we do? You know what I'm saying? Like really, what can we expect? Because what can we expect local government to do? You know what I'm saying? When this is over, because it is theatrics, it's all for show. He's getting revenge on the Democrats. Let's just call it what it is. He don't give a fuck about nobody, right? He wanted to show who had the biggest dick and take control of the National Guard.
You say
what do we do?
It, right? Now you say how you do it, right?
Yeah.
Now you take the city that you're in right now, right? The mayor, Brandon Scott, right? They say this year the murder rate has gone down drastically.
You believe that?
23%. 23%.
Right?
Yes.
How much?
23% thus far.
Thank you. 23%, right? And he's been in office maybe 2 years, right? But
no, he's been in office longer than that.
Well, I don't know how long he's been in office, but it's been a couple years. It ain't like he's been in 10 years and just been running the system. It ain't been no more than 5, is it?
I think like 4, but I agree with you. You can't. No one man can fix it, so he get a lot of credit from me. I'm not a Democrat, but he get credit for because he'll take the blame if it was the other way around. So you got to give him the credit when it's good. So yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. But they say how you fix it. Now it ain't like a temporary fix not doing it right. Now you take what you ask. Now if you really wanted to fix a problem and do it the right way, you would go to somewhere where it's already been successful without what you're doing. Now, if that's the case, if he was really concerned about getting the crime down, he would have came to Baltimore and been like, man, Scott, well, tell me how did you do it? Because this was a very violent city, and you managed to get the murder rate down to significantly. What was your plans and what was the things that you did to get your murder rate down? Instead of throwing a whole bunch of army people in a situation and making people feel uncomfortable, even if of course it's going to work, because prices always work. When somebody get killed on Milton Avenue, the police sit up there for 7 days. Don't nobody get killed up there for 7 days. But then after that police leave, what happened? Somebody get killed again. Because you ain't fixing the problem. You just putting the Band-Aid on it.
But that is the answer though. You see what you just said though? Had the police sitting out there instead of sitting in a fucking car. If that's what helps, if that stopped one mother from crying, I'm not opposed to that. I didn't mean to cut your thought, but I think that's the solution. I mean, it's now it's not going to change. It's not
Baltimore City.
Well, they need to hire fucking police. Then they need to figure something out. I mean, and then
Needles, you know they can't be on every corner. When they on that corner, what happened? They move shop around the corner, so they can't just. They gotta figure out the corner, sit on there, and then the dude's gonna move the shop.
I agree. It's no one size fit all solution for it. Cause like you said, you know how we used to move when they on this corner, we went to the playground. And if somebody really wanted to get somebody, they get them coming out their house where the police not on the corner. So you're right. So I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm not. It's no wrong answer here.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this. There's no way in the world that over policing a place that's already over police is going to solve the problem. Impossible. Because it's already over policing that didn't solve the problem. So you're gonna put more down there and you think it's gonna solve the problem. It's a temporary band-aid, and then once they leave, it's gonna be the same, and it might get worse.
So we should just let it be.
Right.
Hold on. Let me ask you one last thing, Bill. I know you hoarse, so I don't want to fuck with you too much. But should we just let it be? I gotta antagonize. So we should. I'm just saying though, it's something though, right?
You ask a person who's been successful at doing it in a different way, and you go and you use his.
Should people start snitching? Should people start snitching, and that'll solve the problem?
Listen. We're not talking about snitching. We're not talking about.
You got to get the killers off the street.
Wait a minute. You asked me a question. We're not talking about after the fact. We're trying to prevent things from happening. We're not trying to put people in jail for things. We're trying to stop these people from being criminals in the first place. So that's not even a good question to ask. So what I'm talking about is if Brandon Scott
what's not a good question? What's not a good question? What part?
Snitch.
The aspect of you talking about snitching because you're talking about a crime that already. You talking about snitching. That's talking about a crime that already happened. I'm talking about preventing crime.
Right, and that's police being out there is preventative, don't you think? You said it yourself. Like somebody get killed on Milton Avenue while the police sitting out there, nobody get killed.
And what they do, they get killed on Bradford.
I'm not saying it don't move. I know it's one of those things, cat and mouse, right? But it's at some point. But go ahead.
But listen, that's what I'm saying. So listen, why not? That's just like if McDonald's got a game plan to make $1 million, what are they going to do? They're going to sell that same game plan to all their franchises to make the money. They're not going to be successful at one franchise and then try something totally different at a different franchise. They're not going to do that. They're going to do what works. They might try some things to see what works. They're like, all right, well, this is working. We're going to do this at all our franchises. We're not going to do this here and then do this somewhere else because we know that it's successful here. So why not take the game plan from one successful place and apply it to other successful places? That's all I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. You saying Trump should. You saying in other words, right? Like instead of like this, Trump and Will. I'm gonna give you Will the mic. Instead of Trump just going right to the National Guard, he should have talked to Brandon Scott. I don't know if you're familiar with like. Right. But typically it's in a Democrat state where all the murders happening for whatever reason. So he had to talk to a Democrat. That means he would have to be bipartisan, and the whoever he's talking to would have to be bipartisan. And you've seen when Larry Hogan was the governor and Mosley was the fucking state's attorney, how bad the relationship was, right? And now we got a Democratic governor, and you see the back and forth and how everybody feels. And it's granted, it's back and forth because Trump said stuff and they said stuff. It's just the regular political jargon, and they don't want to work. So Trump pulled the Trump card, for the lack of a better term, and took the fucking National Guard because he could do it for 30 days. You see what I'm saying? The shit on fucking Westmore, they show him who got the bigger dick and did what he did, and nobody's fucking working with each other. It's like a rat beef. You know what I'm saying? So it's like what you saying. I think that is a great idea. The fact that the problem is they can't put that bullshit to the side. Go ahead, Will.
I don't understand why people think the government's trying to help us at all.
Thank you.
Talk your talk.
Oh no, that's it. And by us, I mean all people in general. You know, I think the government is obviously some sort of control apparatus. There's some sort of farmer or zookeeper, and we're the animal. And like, we're all very well trained to really believe that they have our best interests in mind at all. You know,
I don't think the people on this panel do, because I don't. I'm just saying, like, you know, what do we
Marty
do?
do.
Because I agree. I agree. He do, but I'm like, I just want to know, like, what do we do?
Piggy,
You know what I'm saying?
I
And
wanted to.
my angle is always going. Go ahead, Lou.
No, I was saying I wanted to piggyback off of what Bill was saying. Right. For one, Trump ain't bowing down. Let's start right there. I know all of y'all could remember when he said Baltimore was the dirtiest state in the whole United States, man.
Dirtiest city.
The dirtiest city. Yeah. I know y'all remember that, right?
I remember him saying something about the
Panel,
education.
y'all remember that, right, Panel?
he said something
No,
along.
Yeah,
yeah, I'll take your word for it.
That Baltimore
no, I
City
remember.
is the dirtiest city in the whole United States. Coming second to a place in Pennsylvania. You know, I ain't even gonna speak on
For
that.
Philly.
Kensington, but
Okay.
but
What?
even
Where?
here, huh?
You said Kent? You said Kent? You said
Kensington.
that's a neighborhood in Philly.
Yeah, but neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is this, man. Trump is not gonna bow down to the Democrats for one. And is a solution based going back to what Bill said. It take a whole community, and that's how Brandon Scott got it done with reform, with different organizations coming together and really working together, whether Republican, Democrat, partisan, conservative. They came together and and with brothers being released from prison and things like that, the lifers and everybody really like chimed in and try to, make solutions. That's how the crime rate, the murder rate got to be 23% under the level where it's normally typically at the 300s and high, damn near 400 murders a year. And it took a whole village, basically.
Even with that being said, still 200 and something people got killed and lost their life. I mean, and
Yeah.
bravo to the numbers coming down. Niggas just running out of niggas to kill.
No, man, come on,
I'm gonna
man.
say this. I think. All right. Look, look. I ain't nobody, right? But this what I think when it comes to that, right? We all boots on the ground. We all know, right? And we just live the experience. I think a lot of times, yo, when you get to like, I think that like school and community and family is our solution. However that looks like for us. It's not to say that we don't have it, but we just need to fucking overemphasize it and get back to it. Like, do the kids even play outside anymore? You know what I mean? Like back in the day, like just think about how we grew up, right? Can you go let your kid just go buy a frozen cup from anybody's house now? Like we can't even trust each other no more. Somebody might put some shit in the shit. Your kid walk off, look at the frozen cup, and pass out, and then come drag them back in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we need to get back to that where we could go buy food from each other, where we could fucking the lights come off. Miss Baby, Mike. We need that again. You know what I mean? I think community, family, and education. It's not to say that we don't got it, but I think that in poverty and opportunity. And if I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican, whatever you believe, however the system works, whether you believe it or not. But if we could like this make opportunities for people, I think that'll change it. I mean, having an opportunity worked for me. You know what I mean? I got tired of going to jail, tired of going to prison. You know what I'm saying? It's not the best. I wish I would have got started earlier, but I wish it was introduced to me a little earlier because I'd probably be a little further on. You know what I mean? And when people don't feel like they ain't got no choice, when bills are due, where you got a baby on the way, and the only thing you got is that gun, or your homeboy who out in the streets like, yo, you come be with us. That seems like the only option sometimes when your back is against the wall. Whether it's right or not, that's not what I'm talking about. What's right to that person is making sure their baby got food in their mouth, because they don't apply for welfare, because everybody not on welfare, obviously. But there's a lot of stuff that, you know what I mean, or you're not educated enough to apply for basic jobs for whatever reason, because you had a fucked up family, whatever, the chemical imbalance that Bill keep bringing up. So, you know what I'm saying? You got crack baby grandkids out here, you know what I'm saying, who can't sit still in class. There's so many different things that happen. You see what I'm saying? And you putting everybody in the same melting pot, and we all got to deal with each other. You know what I'm saying? So like, if we could create opportunity, focus on education, and I think we could do it. I just think that we, a group of people, we like to say that we control the culture. We do. If we change our mind about what the culture going to be, I think that it change for us. Then Uncle Marty concept of government will work, because it'll be more of us to vote for, and not the motherfuckers they hand select for us. Or if not, it's going to be like the way Bill said it is, which I agree with. I said a bunch of shit.
What are you doing?
Y'all want me to give y'all some answers? Because I like answers, man. I like bringing up some solutions. All right, so
since the last time we asked what we gonna do, what have you done?
Oh, me? What have I done?
Based. I mean, the whole panel.
I didn't. First of all, I didn't help a lot of people get into different trades. But second, like I said, well,
you helped me.
We had a death in the family, but my cousin, I'm going over there tomorrow, and I'll be sending a lot of youngins to her. She has her own whatever that is, Lord, youth camp that she does, and help them out for the summer and the winter and all that stuff. So I try to put people in place to succeed. That's my thing. Now, let's go back to some of these. How can we solve some of these problems, right? Because as I was eating my turkey leg, I was listening to you guys. All right, for number one, people get killed everywhere. I don't care. You'll never be able to stop it until you do this. One, if they really want to stop the killings, start making people put serial numbers on bullets, start making people use their social security number to get them. One, gotta stop that. Two, you want to change the community, you do it like this. Nobody don't want to hear all that stop snitching shit. That's a myth. As you can see, even with these rappers, everybody is snitching. You see what I'm saying? Because nobody don't want to do time. These young folks, and you can pull it up. You see it all the time. Every time they kill somebody, they break down and start crying when they get that time. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people can't do it. You want your neighborhood to be safe? Stop with the stop snitching bullshit. Yo, nobody wants killers in their neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? Nobody. They don't help. And that's where I agree with Will on. You want to remove them? Stop with the stop snitching shit. Call the police. Get them up out of there. Because I personally don't want nobody breaking in my car. You see what I'm saying? I personally want police. Somebody hit my car a month ago. I had to go to the insurance company, get it fixed. Last week, they totaled my car after hitting it again. You want police to help you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand the whole stop snitching thing no more. And this coming from a former criminal. You know, we all did something. But if you want to change that system, that's the only way it's going to change. Because we all going to get older, and nobody wants to be hit upside their head when you 70 years old. You know, nobody wants that. But let's get, well, I could say more. We could get to the DC crime rate and how is it really illegal for him to put these troops on the street because they're not, National Guard aren't there to stop crime. That goes against the Posse Comitatus Act. You see what I'm saying? Now, if we go to the last 20 years of the homicide rates, because I knew y'all was going to bring this up. If we go to the last 20 years of the homicide rate in D.C., right? 05, 196. 06, 169. 07, 181. 08, 186. 09, 144. 10, 132. 11, 108. 12, 88. 13, 104. 14, 105. 15, 162. 16, 135. 17, 116. 18, 160. 19, 166. 20, 2020, 198. 21, 226. 22, 203. 23, 274. 24, 187. So there is no justification for him to do that. It's all for show. That's all it is. It's for him to show that he has the power. And as they say, he's not sending them to these red states. You see what I'm saying? It's a reason why he's getting Abbott in Texas to add another 5 votes. So clearly, voting works. It's just you have to put the right people in. And that's what I try to tell our people. And I wasn't never a big voter. You know, I thought like most people, shit, I get the same thing everybody else gets, so why does it matter? As you get older, you see that who you put in office matters. And this is why we had this dummy in office and all our taxes is going up. Come December the 31st, 17 million people are going to be offered health insurance, and the people that work our health insurance is going up. You see, people refuse to do a little bit of homework just to change themselves. I hate the fact that he's in office, or he was in office, now he in there, and he changed the abortion rates. Why the hell should my daughter get raped and have to have the rapist baby? Who wants that for their kid? Why, if my sons go out here and they get somebody pregnant and they know they just was there for a good time, why are they forced to have these kids?
But they should have on a condom and be responsible. That's why.
That don't make a difference. If you
take the responsibility. If you don't want to take care of what you're doing, don't make those decisions. You can't say that. That's a whole nother thing. Well, go ahead.
How many times did you raw dog?
What does that got to do with the price of tea in China?
Because you said they should use condoms. My point is
make better decisions.
If you're going to bring that up, how many women did you have sex with that you didn't use a condom with, but because you liked them, you still had sex with them?
I didn't convince them to have no abortion because I wanted to have no good time either. If they got pregnant, I took care of them kids.
That's not my point.
That's what you said. You said, why should my boy have to take care of the kids? He want to go vote with a girl. That's what you said.
And see, here's the point that he missed. This is what I mean when I say people hold on to words they want to hold on to. He missed the whole point that I said. What if one of my daughters get raped and have to have the rapist
I didn't say nothing to that part. I didn't say anything. I didn't say nothing to that part.
What I'm saying is everybody should have a choice. Everybody should have a choice. Just like I don't, and that's what I said. Just like I don't want my daughters to get raped, and anybody know me know that I'm fucking personally affected by this shit. If I don't want my daughters, if my daughters get raped and have to
don't say Uncle Marty. Uncle Marty, don't say rape. Don't say rape on the joint.
Oh, all right. Well, if something should happen with my kids and they have to have this person's baby, that's wrong. Everybody should have a choice. Whether or not you feel like it's right or wrong, everybody should have a choice. And that's the whole that's what I don't understand. Everybody want to control everybody. We had this conversation last week about the dude and his daughter. You can't control everybody. Nor should the government try to tell you what to do. But constantly you have people trying to defend the indefensible. You see, that's how I feel about it. They shouldn't be in your business. That shouldn't have to happen. But people don't want to do their homework. Everybody want to think emotionally. Nobody want to do their homework. And then when you put them on the what's name, then when you put them in front and you ask them these questions, they don't know how to answer. They don't know how to answer. You see, that's my point. They're able to get the murder rate down here. They're able, Westmore and Brandon Scott are able to work together in Baltimore and Maryland. Westmore come from East Baltimore. Brandon Scott come from Park Heights. It's a good thing that them brothers working together. It's a good thing that people see that, hey man, they actually can work together because we got so much stuff against us. But go ahead, Bill. Speak your piece.
Now, I'm not even gonna go into the abortion thing because I didn't say nothing about the rape situation, and I agree with people having a choice, but then you still have people out here that's using abortion as a form of birth control, and that's crazy. When people get so comfortable that they can have a baby and then go get it aborted. You know what I mean? So it's a slippery scope, like Will like to use all the time. I like that term. It's a slippery scope with that. That's why I don't get involved in it. Like, yo, they do. But my whole thing, getting back to, we was talking about the troops and government. Like, and it's like you saying you believe in it, but then now you're saying that they don't do what you want them to do, which goes back to proving my point of how it's a big waste of time and why people waste so much time and energy believing in it when it don't do nothing that you want it to do. You sitting there complaining yourself about it. But you sitting there saying that it worked because we got Social Security. Social Security is a service. It's not a system. We're talking about a system. We were speaking of a system, not a service. This the Social Security and 401k. They're services of this system that we're speaking on. Now I'm saying that this facade that everybody believes in and want to run around and talk about that they're a Democrat or they're a Republican or believe that anything that going to help them do anything better in their life is is just beyond me, because they don't do nothing. And you talking about the civil rights, all of that was about money and things of that nature. And they had to give us something to make us settle us down so we won't stop messing their money up. The thing said the boycott. It was a boycott. They would stop giving money to these people. So when they stopped giving these money to these people, they said we got to give them something so we could get them back in favor, so we could give them the illusion that they had power like we got our own people. Because that's the
illusion of inclusion. The illusion of inclusion.
Exactly. So they had to give us, so like, yeah, you can have the right to vote. But like, as we see, even if you vote, it don't matter. They put in there who they want. Trump lost the majority vote in both of his elections, but he still became the president. And you still believe in that system, and you still sit there talking about you're a Republican or you're a Democrat or you're anything. When you know full well the popularity vote don't mean shit. They put in the office who they want, when they want, how they want, why they want. Yo, do you know that they said it was a little girl? It's still a story circulating where the little girl proved that all the presidents are related. All of them, even Obama, can all be traced back.
Pull it up. I don't want to hear what somebody say. Pull it up.
Ain't nobody saying it's a news story.
I'm driving. I'm driving, but it is. I'll pull it up when I get back. I'm driving, but that is true.
Thank you, because I ain't got no reason to lie and make it up to try to prove no point.
We will pull up the stats last week.
There's stats. This is an internet story. I could pull it up, but then of course I'm gonna stop talking to pull it up. But you can pull it up anytime. Listen, it was on the news. It was a news story. They interviewed the little girl, and this was from the 90s, so it wasn't no new AI or nothing like that. This was a real news story.
The little girl that you talking about, that was like, it was already out there. Like, they are all related by different parts of their family. Like Obama related to Bush. I'll pull it up. I'm driving. I'm driving, but these people all hand selected. That's why I said the system is a whole lot of feedback.
Did anybody hear me say it wasn't true? All I said
was no. I said I'll pull it up. I'm driving. I said I'm driving. I'll pull it up when I come back.
But when you were talking about whatever who body did, whatever they did, we didn't tell you pull up every fact that you stated. That's impossible. Like I was just saying this. Nobody asked you to pull up any fact that you stated.
Right here. All my homework right here.
You write. That's handwritten notes. I could go write something down myself. That's not nothing.
This is homework.
They are handwritten notes, Marty.
So you think I'm gonna go ahead and print all this stuff? I'm not.
Listen, if you think that I'm gonna sit here and make something up just so I could try to make an argument with you, that's the same exact thing.
Like I said, will pull up the stats last week.
I didn't make Will do anything. All I'm saying, I didn't ask Will for no stats.
All I'm saying is
Will, I didn't ask you for nothing, did I, Will? I didn't say nothing about that.
I said we.
No, you talking about you and Needles. I didn't have nothing to do with that.
And back to this voting thing. As I said, how do you create change? It's who you vote for. It's who you vote for.
Who you vote for that change that's going to make change? All right, listen. Wait up, Marty. Let me ask you something, Marty. Right now, you see how many people, right, are asking for prison reform? How many people are asking the system to stop redlining? How many people are asking the system to stop these things that happen specifically to black people? Is any of these things getting taken care of? No matter how much we ask, no matter who we put in office, no matter how much we actually protest. Only time anything happens is when we protest, when shit get violent for real. Fuck a protest. When they start destroying, and when you boycott. I don't want to just make it about violence. When you boycott, When you boycott and mess their money up, that's when change happens. It don't never happen because a politician feels so morally responsible to the people that he going to do something just to make the people happy. They do things to pacify people so they can further their own agenda to better their own lives. So when they retire, they can live comfortably like millionaires off of $36,000 supposedly salary. Come on, man. And then, like I said, for anybody to keep on arguing about that stuff is missing the point and taking away energy that they could be using to make things better. And like you said, you want to give people jobs and stuff, but then I'm quite sure the people you giving jobs to, you feel they here with a bunch of political bullshit that ain't serving them no purpose. Instead of just giving them the information so they can live a better life. Oh, Republican, Democrat, and all these people you name, I don't even know half these people. I know they ain't doing shit for us, and they ain't doing shit for you. You going out and working every motherfucking day to make sure your life is the way it is. Ain't no politician doing that for you and making you no tax breaks. We paying more taxes than the rich people. How that makes sense? Well, we barely make the poverty lines half the time, and they taxing us a third of our paycheck, and we got to pay rent and mortgages and transportation and food prices. Come on, man. You talking about whether a Republican or a Democrat or whoever going to do nothing. Ain't none of them people going to do nothing but sit around and exploit you like they're doing and exploit whoever else they can get their fangs at so they can live a prosperous life after they get out of office. That's their only agenda. What you think Trump doing? You know how much money he done turned over since he's been in office? And all of them do the same thing, and Obama doing the same thing. He's using this office and the reputation of this office to make his life better after office. He didn't give a fuck about nobody while he was in office. He satisfied people and did that dumb shit until he got out of office. Now he can live like a millionaire, like the rest, like anybody else that's involved in that damn enterprise. They just like movie stars. They start at the bottom and they try to work their way to the top so they can be rich and don't have to worry about it. And they can look down on it like people like us.
Okay. First of all, if I get a person a job, I don't need to espouse my political.
They say you need to.
Hold on. You saying I feel you don't know nothing. You don't know me, homie. You don't know me, man.
But I've been talking to you.
I'm not taking it personal. You said that you know what I'm doing. You don't know what I'm doing.
I'm guaranteed. I'm quite sure that's the terminology I use. I say I'm almost guaranteed you're filling their head with that political bullshit. I didn't say I know. I said I can almost guarantee. Now continue.
And as I said, you don't know me. But you can't guarantee nothing. One thing about me, man. One thing about me, if I do something for somebody, it's from my heart. I don't ask nobody for nothing or none of that. So I don't need to fill nobody head up with no political stuff. You think that's true? Ask my nephew. I brought him here. Now, when you say something about government, as I said, it's who you vote for. You may not agree with it. You may not, and that's fine. You may not agree with it, but I'm allowed to have my way of thinking, just like you are. You see what I'm saying? So I'm confused. And when you talk about like people voted for Brandon Scott, he's making a change for things. As I said, it's who you vote for. Now I don't know if you. One thing about me, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I vote for the person that's going to help my family. And that's fine. And as I said, you're not I got people in my family that don't believe in political shit. I also got people in my family that voted for Trump. That's their decision. I don't push anything on anybody because I'm not, it doesn't matter to me at the end of the day. I got one vote. You got one vote if you decide to use it. You see what I'm saying? I don't like when people assume stuff about me, because in all actuality, if it wasn't for the brother that brought me in this trade, I still would be hustling. Guess what? I wouldn't have been able to change my family's life. And I'm not talking about my family in here. I'm talking about Lord Larry, Andre, Sherman, because my family come from a our family, all they did was clean up. You see what I'm saying? So you put people in position to succeed in life. That's what I do. And I don't ask nobody for nothing because it's from my heart. I done got it's white boys in this trade I done gotten here. You know what I'm saying? And help them get licensed. So when you assume stuff about me, please don't, man. Just ask me. I'll tell you. I have nothing to hide. I bought my first house at 18. I had
All right,
nothing
y'all.
to hide.
Can I add to this conversation?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I agree with Bill, like with the voting for no reason, right? And how the system is working, right? Only pushback I want to give you, Bill, is Trump won the popular vote in the electoral college this election. He had blue states to turn red. So it was like overwhelmingly because of how people was feeling about the Democrats, he won. But to your point, right? It still didn't change anything. That's why people overwhelmingly want to the Republican Party, according to the polls, because nothing got done the 4 years. They kicked the can down the road. You had inflation, you had high gas prices, and now, even now, if you really want to be technical, things has never changed. You see what I'm saying? Since Trump got in office, really. You know what I mean? But like the motherfuckers about to want to try to fire the motherfucker in the Fed because
Is
he
that
ain't
Will
fucking
Face?
he ain't like
Is that
I
Will
don't know
Pitcher?
I think so. I'm driving, y'all. Y'all gotta forgive me. But like it ain't no change, man. It's like the system is what it is, but the system is rigged. I think if it was a fair system with individuals like a Will, a Bill, or even Uncle Marty or a Lou could actually run and win an election to affect change, I think it really would. I really don't give a fuck about Brandon or Westmore, to be honest with you. Fuck them too. You know what I'm saying? But I don't give a fuck about none of them because I don't feel like none of them really represent me. Like the first day when Brandon first got in office, this motherfucker start talking that trans shit. I'm like, this not my guy. That's that Democrat progressive bullshit that I ain't with. But hey, it is what it is. I think a lot of times people vote for the lesser evil, and that's sad. So the system has failed. That's how I feel about the system. It has failed. That's
Listen,
why I ain't vote.
this is what this is what I mean, right? I didn't want to come back to it because it seemed like we walk around in a circle, and like Marty, you went off the deep end talking about some other stuff when we was talking about just politics. And you try to you make it when I said that, I wasn't saying it like you. Soon as you got somebody a job, you set them down in a room and like, oh, you're going to become a Republican. Like, don't be ridiculous. Like, all I'm saying is that you speak about it so much that I'm quite sure that people around you is affected by what you're talking about. And what I'm saying is that a lot of times it's such a big waste of time to be talking about politics because as we all just agree, it doesn't change anything. It's a facade. It's just something for show, just to give people the illusion that they have power, just so people don't uprise and don't start fending for themselves and realize that we paying all this money to a system that ain't doing nothing but exploiting us even more. You know what I mean? And then you get people on there that all they do is talk about this stuff. And like, how is that ever going to change? Oh, he did this and he didn't do that, and he didn't do this and he didn't do that, and they sit into these those when they in the I don't even know what it's called in the General Assembly, and they argue over certain things for weeks, months, over one particular situation, just because they don't get along and over egos. And then we're going to sit here and think that somehow, some way, they are going to do what's best for us. Everybody just sat here and said they're only doing what's good for their egos and their pride and their financial future. So to keep on expressing yourself and talking about who did what, why, when is a waste of time, especially to be arguing about it and be saying, oh, this person should be in office when that person should be in office, when they're all in office, all of them do the same thing. Absolutely nothing except something to make them look better so they can further their career and better their financial future. You keep on talking about who you said the same thing 6 times. It depends. It's who you put in office. Who you put in office. But who we putting in office, you clearly saying ain't doing nothing either. So yeah, what about? So you mean to listen? All right, like you said, we picking the lesser two evils, right? Now, if it was an actual government that we could believe in, then it would be about people that's actually trying to help. Because then, like he said, we would be able to put people that we know are trying to help people. The only people we get to vote for is the people that they put in front of us and say, you can either vote for this one or you can vote for that one. That's it. And that's our choices. No matter if this one's a racist, or matter if this one who want to pretend that she's black, or this one who want to promote trans stuff. These are the two you have to choose from. It's out of these two. So do whatever you want with it. That's not no choice. That's not no freedom. That's not no democratic government that y'all keep on yelling about and keep on focusing all this time and energy on for no reason. And that's what I'm saying. Like every time, it's like everything is something political. Like that shit is a waste. Like people talking about that shit and arguing about that shit is silly, man. And it's like all you doing, that's like arguing over the baddies club. That shit that women be watching it. They be on there fighting and shit, and you talking about you love this bitch and this person love that person. Like they like it's all charades. And like you said, the more you sit there and even try to think that anybody is going to your family, your personal family. It's just like I said, it's just crazy. And like I said, it's just I don't get it. And I done lived 52 years. I know shit. I done been involved in shit. I done been through so much shit. So it ain't like I haven't read a book or nothing like that. So yeah, it's beyond me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's too much time focused on it and energy. And like I said, we first started because all of y'all agreed with the troops in DC. And I said, that's how to make change. I said, you say, how do you change? And I said, well, you say if the over policing ain't working, how do you make change? I said, you take the example that another man take, and then you use that. You feel what I'm saying? And if you want to use this system as a system to help people, but y'all went off on the talking about, oh, you got to do this and you got to do that. But y'all was the same one talking about that the troops is beneficial down there and it's helping instead of hurting.
I think my point I had a little bit more nuance. I think short term is hurting, it's helping, but long term, I agree, it's not going to do anything. But I don't think they're really trying to help.
And that's the point.
I agree with you. I really think they're slowly but surely destabilizing the system to make room for a one world government. But that's a different conversation.
Exactly. Now that I agree with.
Hey, Will, jump into it a little bit, Will.
Yeah,
jump into that one world government.
Oh, I'm not. I mean,
let's move the conversation.
I'm not educated enough on the subject at all, but I mean, the New World Order is a legit conspiracy, and I guess one of the fundamentals is they destabilize the local and federal governments of the world at large. Given reason for the UN and these other international governing bodies to step in and quote unquote help. And you know, a lot of these movies are telling the truth about what's going on. Like, you know, you have the movie The Purge. You have the like, again, I really don't have the education on this one. Like, I haven't read up on it. I wasn't planning on talking about it. But there's something to that. They're destabilizing our local communities and making us rely on daddy or the government even more. And that's really the plan with everything, with food, with medicine, with everything. It's all about destabilizing the family and the regular guy to make us more and more dependent on the government, and then eventually to make the whole world dependent on one government. And it's just one big mob. Just like back in the day, the mob will come to your store and be like, man, it would suck if someone broke your window. Why don't you pay some insurance? And we'll make sure that doesn't happen. And you know damn well they're the one breaking windows. I look at the government the exact same way. Did I lose y'all?
No, but I felt like I would talk too much, so I was just gonna let somebody else rock.
I mean, I agree with you, Bill. I agree with you in the sense that the government ain't trying to help anybody, and we're wasting our time even talking about them. We're acknowledging them with our time and energy.
I had, as I said, with the murders, trying to a solution that you can have to stop the murders. Said that you could go ahead, if they really want to change it, you could use a person's social security number and serial numbers. That'll stop people for illegal from getting bullets to shoot people. Cause you could go
That's
ahead
just
and
a crazy invasion of privacy.
yeah, but what's the difference? We talking about the government ain't no good, right? They already got our data.
So yeah, let's just give them more power.
Pa-
You're right.
Palantir already got our data, but if you want to stop the killings and you want to stop people from going in these schools and killing the kids, you want to stop people from going in here and going to the movies and they get killed, or they go restaurant, take their family out, they get killed.
Shit, walk
Sometimes you
out the
gotta
door,
give.
send your kids to school, get killed. All of it, killing.
Sometimes you got to
You know,
give a little bit to get a little bit.
to your point with Palantir, they already have all the data they need to eliminate the vast majority of crime. You know,
But you
but what?
said that that's a big invasion of privacy, and I brought them
It
up
is.
saying, right, and I
They've
brought
already invaded our privacy.
and,
It's a facade to pretend like they're not listening to us 24/7 through all of our devices. It was a conspiracy that they were listening to our telephone conversations. Now it's just accepted as fact.
right,
And that's kind of to my point. Like, it's all a facade. It's all a trick because they already have the leash so tight. They just don't want us to know.
right. But as I said, you want to stop the killing. You make people buy bullets with your what's name, with their social security number and the serial number. And that's why I brought up Palantir when you said that's a big invasion of privacy. What difference do it make if they already got our information if you want to be safe? That was my
Uncle
point.
Marty, I think that's like you can't have it both ways. You can't say you don't want the National Guard on there, then you're gonna sit there, you're violating people's rights, talking about putting social security numbers on bullets and stuff like
But
that.
I
Like,
but I also
it's the same
spoke,
thing.
but I also spoke on their destroying the Posse Comitatus Act, where they shouldn't be on land, on state grounds, on
It depends on how they.
land.
I agree
Is
with you, but it's not
But
the. It's
hold
the
on.
national. It's the National Guard. The National
But
Guard is the National Guard. So they supposed to be on. It's not the military. It's not the United States Army. It's the National Guard, like the Coast
okay,
Guard guard the coast. The National
oh,
Guard is for inland.
okay, I'm kind of tired of arguing. Just look it up.
I'm just saying.
Um,
I ain't arguing with you.
I know, but just
I'm,
look
I'm
it
I'm
up.
not necessarily disagreeing with you. I just
No,
don't want us to sound
I
crazy on here.
no, we not sounding crazy. Just look it up. You know,
If he couldn't do it, he wouldn't be able to do it. The reason why the governor is mad is because he can.
He can do it there.
So he didn't violate it. That's what I'm saying.
He can do it there because DC doesn't have a state government.
Yeah, but this is the Maryland National Guard.
That's why. Well,
correct.
DC
he's using the Maryland National Guard,
but DC doesn't.
That's why I was more upset. I know that's why he's able to run DC, but the National Guard is something different.
But DC doesn't have a National Guard, which is why Maryland is up there.
Right.
Though that's just
DC is inside Maryland or Virginia. That's up for debate. I'm just saying what I'm trying to get at. I get what you're trying to make the argument that he's violating the act. I'm just saying he's not. That's why he's able to do it. And if they could have proved it, they could have sued Washington and it would have been over by now. That's why he can do it. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like he can actually do what he's doing. It's not right. You might not like it, but he can do it.
Uncle Marty, let me ask you a question.
You wanna talk and give the answer, but I'm telling you to look it up.
We can look it up. You got to think everybody's in politics are lawyers. These are lawyers. If he wasn't able to do it, trust me, it would have got shut down by the Democrats because they're lawyers as well.
I'm about to go ahead.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Don't you think that don't you think some of these Democrats are secretly happy to have Trump taking the blame for stepping on people's rights?
Of course they are. You see?
So aren't they like, oh no, Trump is so horrible. Look at what he's doing. Yo, let's get the bag while he's,
They trying to win by default. I've been saying that for at least the last year. Even before Trump got in office, I seen that Biden wasn't no good. But back to this what you were saying about the him being able to do it. Well, they did show him. That's why he only can do it for 30 days.
No, the law. No, that's not why. That's all that was already the laws. That it gotta go to Congress. Not because they're suing him. He only can do it for 30 days under this emergency act before it got to go before Congress.
So
that's the safeguard. That don't have nothing to do with them suing him.
You do know
that don't have nothing to do with them suing him though. We could go back and forth. I'm just saying it's a false premise. We could talk in circles, fine.
We don't have to talk in circles.
I'm just saying.
All you need to do is look it up.
You keep saying that. I already did. I'm not an idiot. I'm not a fucking idiot. I know these things. I'm not just freestyling. I'm not necessarily against your premise. All I'm saying is that he can do it for 30 days and then it got to go before Congress.
But that's all I'm saying.
You said that's you said 30 days. That's why, because of their suing. That's the law before he was the president.
Well, they sued him.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, they sued him.
I think you're listening to respond.
No, I'm not listening to
because I'm not really against your point. I'm just saying.
I'm not listening. Okay. I'm not trying to respond.
Okay.
As I said, I'm not. I'm tired of going through it.
My bad.
Talking about this, but
my bad. I ain't got no beef. I'm just speaking on that.
Even with that, my whole point is this, and I read all the numbers. He's doing this because he can.
Right.
The murder rate is already going down. You see what I'm saying? You got New Orleans. They have the highest murder rate in America. Then there's Memphis.
Per capita.
Yes. So why isn't he sending them there?
Because
he want to put his
a Doge person got carjacked in DC. That's why. It's not even about niggas. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
it's not even about us. I'm just saying. You see what I'm saying? It's not that he necessarily care about us and he trying to save black lives. That might be a byproduct of it. It was done initially.
Not why he doing.
Am I finished? It was. I ain't talked for 40 minutes. I was driving. It was a byproduct of it. That's why I brought up the Amber Alert. The Amber Alert was for somebody else, but everybody benefited from it. You see what I'm saying? He did this because somebody was supposedly got carjacked, a Doge employee, and that's why he deployed the National Guard and start talking about how all these numbers and this, that, and the third. A byproduct of that is Black Lives Saved with presence on the corner. That's all I said. I didn't say I agreed with it. I ain't say he did it for us. So if you name New Orleans, that's not why he's in DC. It's not about what's happening in New Orleans or all the other cities, because he don't give a fuck about niggas. The reason why they're there because somebody tried to carjack a Doge employee. So it's not the same.
They ain't try to carjack them. They beat Big Ball's ass, 2 15-year-olds.
Okay. Well, that's what they were saying on the news, but I'll take your word for it.
But like I said, man, this there's no need me saying nothing. Just do your thing.
All right, Will, you said something about the New World Order, right? Do you think the New World Order? That's what I wanted to talk about. You moved the conversation. I don't know how we got back. The New World Order. You was talking about like they trying to create like a crisis, destabilize the system for the blue helmets to eventually fucking put their boots on the ground here. Do you think even if they did, would they be successful with all the gun ownership? Like white people been ready. All my white friends ready. Like, you know what I'm saying? For that. Where will go? Well, anyway, but I'm just curious to like how that would work, or what do you think on that? Because like motherfuckers is ready. Anybody else? Hey, y'all, just know it's just a pod. Hold on now. Hold the Will back. I'm gonna ask him the question again. So, Will, how do you think? I mean, like, because that's one reason why they talk about gun control. They try to have limits on so many rounds in the clip or fully automatic weapons, and then now you got people making ghost guns because they can't bomb fully auto no more. The manufacturers making them to as though they're not fully auto, and people buying ghost guns that's fully auto. You see what I'm saying? Do you think that's part of it? You think that's the end goal? Destabilize the government and get blue helmets here? There's a lot of armed motherfuckers here.
Essentially, yes. I think eventually, like a lot of the conspiracy theories, quote unquote, which a lot of them end up getting proved true. What's up?
You hear?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think Bill said something.
No, I couldn't hear.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, one of the leading conspiracy theories is that during a U.S. election, the election will be so contentious, as they all have been for the last 20 years, that the UN is invited to stabilize society while we figure the elections out, and then perhaps a world war starts and finishes, and in the ashes, that's when the one world government will come about. But I think short term and medium term, it's obviously it's all about maintaining and strengthening dependence on the government and the government teeth, and not being able to protect yourself is a big part of that. The government wants a complete monopoly on violence.
So, like with the pieces that's on the board now, right? You got the situation in Ukraine, you got Israel and the things that they're doing in the Middle East, right? And then everybody was talking about Trump maybe trying to have a conflict going on so we won't have to host elections and essentially giving himself a third term. Yep. That right there, whether you are a Democrat or Republican or a patriot, just in general, that right there will spark a conflict or some type of protest that can end up getting out of control, where you would actually have the National Guard and probably U.S. Army on the ground to stop it, depending on how widespread it is. And then that's just assuming that you think anybody in the Army gonna go with it. It could be a military coup. You know what I'm saying? and until we stabilize government and host elections the right way. Who knows? Like, I'm just trying to, with the pieces on the board, like, how would it play out? But in 3 years from now, things could change so much. Just the way things has changed so much in 8 months, it could change so much in 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, how do we, if let's, this is all hypothetical, obviously, but like hypothetically, just with the pieces that we got on the board now, how do you see this playing out? God damn. This the new world order. Just keep knocking this nigga dial up out. Hold on. I said the new world order trying to take you out, yo.
Seriously.
So do you think it's a conspiracy by the small hats?
Not
the whole group, but like in leadership and power.
So I think like the labels that us normal people have aren't accurate. I do think that there is an entity or a group of people. I don't know if they're demons or aliens or what, but there definitely seems to be like some sort of just completely inhuman, cruel, monstrous, Hydra-like force running our government and our world. Like all of these quote unquote evil people, they're all into the same weird degenerate stuff. They're all into the same ways of subjugating and breaking people to their will. And I see patterns. And the patterns are just obvious to me. And I don't know. I do think that they hide within the small hats. And just like, with us black people, a small minority of assholes can ruin the group. Whatever this entity is that's hiding within the small hats, I think they're definitely behind a lot of our world's fundamental obstacles: inflation, our money system not being attached to assets in any real way, and then just the forever wars for whatever reasons.
Well, even with that though, right? If this thing was going on for a long time, like even like us getting off the gold standard, going to paper notes, right? Like somebody got to be alive a long time to see this all the way through to benefit from it.
Like a demon, some sort of entity of some sort, and at the same time,
that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you.
You know what demon, what the entity is? It's called greed. That's all it is: greed and power. And that's what it's about. That's all it's been about for hundreds of thousands of years, even before America. When it was just when people realized what power was, it just turned everything into a different monster. Then when people realize how to exploit it,
what's the difference between a demon or an angel and then just a thought or an idea? They are just immaterial things taking possession of our physical body. So when you say that greed is the root cause, I really don't see the difference.
No, it wasn't no difference. I was just giving it a name. I was just giving it a name. That's all. I wasn't saying like I wasn't disagreeing enough. And I was just saying if you want to give that entity a name or that alien a name, me myself would call it greed and power. Because that's all it seems like. That's all it seems like. These people is.
But why? Where does the pedophile thing come in?
It's greed. It's power. That's power. That's power. That's a power thing. With the pedophile.
I guess I'm too weak. I'm too weak to understand.
No, it's an illusion of power. That's what it is. It's not real power. It's an illusion of power in these people's minds. We all know that anybody that indulges that is sick. So they don't think about things the way we think about things. So this is their illusion of power. This is the only way that they can have power. They can put their power over people, feel powerful. So that's those type of people. You know what I mean? But all in all, and then when you think about it, the greedy people are those type people too. Now that we've been seeing everything that's coming to light, these are the same type of people. They're in to the same type of scenario because it's the power that's involved in this thing. It's just the money is just a way to have the power. If people could have power without money, they would do it. But they just they made it a way that you can control people without violence, and that's the money. Because at first it was just like, if you don't give us what we want, we're going to kill you and your whole village, and whoever, whatever else is going around, and we're going to take what we want. Now is a thing that they found a way to use us to make them rich without beating on us. And I ain't even talking about slavery or black or white people or nothing. I'm talking about the masses as a whole. You know what I mean? They learned a way to use the masses as a whole to maintain power and greed without beating on us and torturing us and stuff like that. Because we weren't the only ones enslaved. We weren't the only ones tortured.
We beat our own ass now.
But you know who they did all the practicing on before they introduced it to the world? Us.
I mean, I'm a firm believer in all that, but at the same time, like, the world was a different place when you talk about the 1500s and things of that nature. Everybody was enslaved. If you couldn't defend your village,
you had gunpowder.
Gunpowder would change the course of the wars. But but before then, everybody was being enslaved. That was just a casualty of war. But when things had to start coming to a moral value, and they wanted to start controlling people, they had to start living by their control mechanism. They can't say that it's immoral for you to fight the government and then they fighting you all the time. So they got to make you believe that what you're doing is wrong and what they're doing is right and things of that nature. And then they created this facade to maintain the power and give us the illusion that we have power over them, when in reality, we have no power whatsoever. The only people who had any kind of power is people with money, and they don't even have power with the people with real money and power and fucking property.
You know what? Bill,
to
drive your point home, and your point home that you've been making the whole time, and it kind of merged with the new conversation. It's like, yo, we the fish in the fishbowl.
Thank you.
We the fish in the fishbowl, and the only thing we got is the rocks and the shit that they put in there, and the swimming around. And to the like even political side of it, you know, like it's like we only can pick from what they give us, the fish in the fishbowl. When it's outside of that, that's the true freedom. Like we think we're free, but we're not. We think we have a choice, but we don't. We the fish in the fishbowl, and that even the people that's in control, like they feel like we're getting out of control. We're starting to wake up. And now they got to do population control. Thus, you see all the different things that's going on. They don't want us to put our minds together and work together to change things. So you got the division that you see. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's religion, politics, and all these different things. You know what I'm saying? And, race, tribalism. They just use our natural things against us because they understand this. They've been understood us because they're the ones that put us in the fishbowl. You know what I mean?
They bred us.
Yeah.
I hear all that, but how do we change it? How do we change it?
That's what I'm saying. If we the fish in the fishbowl, how do we? If the system is the fishbowl, is a bigger question. Like, yeah, how do we change it? But it's like, do that mean? Because it's easier said. That's the ultimate question. What Uncle Marty said. It's like yo, we got to change the system because the system is the fishbowl. That's the problem. I get it. Like, all right, so one would say, all right, let's do it this way, right? All right, we understand the way the system works, right? We are taught that, hey, you come up in the ranks, you run for office, and you get in office, right? And what we see what happens when people get in office, when they come from different places, they get absorbed. No different than a black police coming from somewhere and he get absorbed and nothing changed, right? He become a part of the problem, or this a quiet motherfucker who really can't do anything because the majority, the system is what it is. Even if they white, they don't like it. You see what I'm saying? And it's what it is what we do, right? Same thing for politics. They get absorbed into a system, right? So like it's like we can't really say, well, you know, we change it by going in there and doing it, even though it sounds good. It seems like everybody that we send gets absorbed. Even the people who were just praising. You see what I'm saying? We praise it's a reverb. Hit the mute real quick, everybody. Will. The same people we was praising is a part of the damn system. Because think about it, we understand how they try to push and I'm not just picking at the Democrats because I don't fuck with the Republicans either. But I'm gonna use this as an example. When Brandon Scott got elected, I was like, yeah, one of us, right? This was like during COVID or after COVID, somewhere around there, like after COVID when he got elected, right? And then I seen him start talking about transgenders and shit. I was like, like, yo, when he started doing that whole shit, and it's nothing, I don't have nothing against people, sex, whatever. He was like, it's a big problem. They're being killed. It was 3 of them in 8 years. I'm like, dude, imagine you got hundreds of people dying every fucking year. You talking about 3 people, even though their lives, in my personal opinion, matters, right? But like, we got a bigger problem. But when I saw seeing them doing the talking points of the whole party, I was like, we in trouble. You see what I'm saying? So like, it's one thing to say, it's a big question. How do we change it? I think we just got to fucking destroy the system, because what Will said, like even with the New World Order, it sounds crazy. It sounds conspiratorial, but it's real. It's somebody that controls the narrative that white people see what they see, because we collect the data. We get to play on their feelings. Is a reason why we see the things that we see, even when we scroll through our phone, because they collect data and they think this is what we like, and this is what you should see. You understand what I'm saying? And that and that goes to the divide. And now that's all the way up. These same people fund elections, they fund the candidates, because everybody is a regular person on the bottom, but they handpick the people that they want, or people that got potential they see coming up. They good orators, they could talk real good. They could, we get this person, then we get behind them. You see what I'm saying? And boom, now it's not that the people that's donating from the grassroots that's pushing your elections, it's the machines, it's big oil, it's tech. And then you start seeing it in the shit that they talk about, and you could tell, if you could read between the lines, what they represent. You see what I'm saying? And then they get there and they just do that for the people, while we're the people, the salt and pepper, the salt of everything that pays the taxes, that gives the machine the money and power to do what it needs to do and spread it, whether it's with military might, or you know what I mean, or just spread money to influence other people governments like that. So I mean, like, I don't know, Uncle Marty. I mean, it's a good question.
I was never a Brandon Scott fan, and it wasn't until I started listening, because I know I ain't vote for him, like I set out this last election. But Kizzy was like, give him a chance. I think he going, what's the name? So, I gave him a chance. Everybody deserve a chance. But how do you change it? It's easy to complain. It's easy as hell to complain, but it's hard to come up with solutions. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody gonna need somebody. You may not think that you need this person a day, but down the road, you definitely gonna need that person. So how do you change? You could change for your home, but if you think about people as a collective, how do you change it? You see what I'm saying? We could complain all day.
I think that's all everybody do is complain. That's all they can do.
Right. So
you gotta stop paying taxes. Start farming.
I'm an asshole, so I want to ask everybody one thing, right? Because we all YouTube as well. We watch you. I watch YouTube. So, what shows do y'all name at least 3 shows that it's just a thought experiment that y'all actually watch on YouTube?
I watch camping, Anunnaki, motherfuckers. I like motherfuckers camping, and when it's snowing, it's raining. I'm into outer space shit. I really don't give a fuck about politics because it's bullshit. But I'm into outer space, or I'm watching Don't Hurt Me, Wife. Like people like right now on this other screen is women walking up and down the runway in bathing suits on. I ain't shit. But I watch camping in outer space.
You're a dirty ass motherfucker, boy.
It's right there. If y'all see me looking this way, y'all think I'm doing research. I'm not.
I watch this show right here that I'm on, and I watch
Did you say beef
Trap of
shows?
Wall Street. Trap of Wall Street, man. Wall Street Trapper, man.
That's my
Yeah, he
guy.
good. Yeah,
That's
he
my
good.
Wall
guy.
Street Trapper and
That's my
Keenan
guy.
and Grace, man. Trying to get this financial freedom, man. That's what I watch, man.
I'm actually gonna go on my YouTube that I watch and tell you what comes up on my fucking joint, just to make it a little bit more interesting. Hold on, let me go on my phone because I do watch
Oh,
political shit,
and
but
my
it's like
main man,
I'm gonna be late every day.
in the funnies, shout out,
To Max.
shout out to my man, out there in Ohio. What's his name, man?
He ain't gonna see this.
Damian Darling, yo.
So I like also like old I like Zachariah Stetchen. I like old Dr. Malachi Z York stuff. I watch Saw Another TV and all the different old debates. Um the political stuff, they all say the same thing. It's either one side or the other, the extreme side of both, and I can't listen to that shit. I listen to panel talks like Lapeef Network. I
I
watch
ain't asked you
Anton
all that.
Samuels.
You go. I
Can
said
I answer
three.
my
You going?
question?
You go. I asked the question.
Yeah. But look, I'm just conversating. All right, I'm shutting up, right? But no, because it's a lot of stuff that I like. I like a lot of stuff, but like the stuff that I watch, like we watch, I'm a space head. I'm ready for the aliens to come back and get us. But that's a whole nother angle.
You look like it too.
Look at you like you hatched too, motherfucker. You wasn't born, you hatched.
Yo,
Like,
I honestly, man, I watch a lot of political shows, but it's really I like watching the lawyer aspect of everything. You know, I like to watch it political because it's not on the right or the left. You know what I mean? It's the law. So I like watching like Midas Touch. I like clickbaity political trap. Them brothers, they sharp. And one of the guys, everybody probably heard of him, Mayor Mondale. He was the mayor in South Carolina and got the took the statue down, and then they how, and I like legal AF. That's another podcast that talk about the day's news and look at it from a lawyer side. So that's where I'm at, man. So when that's kind of my thing. Like I love, and this is why I asked y'all what y'all watch, because I love knowing human nature of people. That's one of my things. I mean, and that's one of me and my youngest daughter thing. We like to go to restaurants, and I ask her, what you think that guy ordered, and she'll ask me what I think the lady ordered. And there's a reason for that. For me,
it's on the
to
menu. That's all they can order is on the menu. I'm fucking with you. Go ahead, Uncle Marty.
No, but for real, is for me I'm trying to improve her thought process on men in general. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when she come up, because for me, I always want my kids to be able to see down the road, not what's in front of them. So that's just one that I wanted to do. Just do a little thought experiment. That's all.
So what you get out of your thought experiment?
Like okay, so when we was you talking about this one?
Yeah.
I mean, like we know Will like a lot of financial shit. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much you're an explorer.
Fair.
Will and Bill, they really ain't say nothing. But you see what I'm saying? So you get kind of that feel for how
that's a
people
that's a
think
good
and
that's a
why
real
they
good
think.
that's a real good observation right there.
You
Because
know?
I am. Because it's like
Yeah,
it's got it. I feel like to a certain degree, I feel like it's definitely like the political shit, you know, like to be honest with you, like I always see where everybody come from. I see where you're coming from. I see where Bill coming from. I see where Will coming from, where Lou coming from. But like the shit that I really want to talk about, I haven't had the conversation yet. It's like I'm all into like the ancient shit. That's really who I am. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we
And
like that history. I like that.
yeah. And it's like then it's like who's telling the history. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
nuance in that. You know what I mean? And it's just not enough time. You know, the way the system's set up, it's not enough time to really deep dive into the stuff that I'm really passionate about. But these conversations, man, they get when you talk about, you gotta think about the things that we're talking about, and they get kind of passionate, you know. And whenever you throw politics or anything in there where we all can be right, it is one of those things where we just got stances and stuff like that. And the same thing with religion. So it's not easy conversations to have. However, it takes men to have them. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate this show. We've been going on for 2.5 hours. And this is the team right here. We're gonna do this in person at my house. Bill, I got the shoe patty things or whatever, right? But I'm gonna bring the show to a close, man. It got a little passionate, y'all. You know, I love the shit out of everybody on this panel. Everybody here is family and friends. I appreciate people for watching, taking the time out of your day to sit here and hear let's even care a little bit about what we think. Thanks for watching, man. Thanks for coming on the Wolf Pack.
I see Will got that black picture behind him.